Hello there, good afternoon, good morning, advanced drawing. I'm not really 100% sure how to approach it. I always feel like fourth hour brings on the afternoon, so we'll start with good afternoon. If you guys notice that my introduction to the video is a little bit upbeat, that's because I was pleasantly surprised with all the digital submissions that I got over the last 24 hours of your nose drawings from the first pose packet. So pleasantly surprised that it took me a little bit longer to create this video because not only was I going over all the photographs, but I was also kind of doing some notes and stuff like that. And you'll notice there's an attachment directly below this video that you guys can read through those things. And I wanted to kind of make a quick announcement or a quick video to you guys explaining what it is that I'm looking for today, but also just to kind of explain to you guys that I was very, very excited and very happy with the way that you participated in this one. I also got a couple emails, or not emails, but little messages asking if I could be a little bit more clearer on the video. People had a hard time possibly hearing me. So I'll try to make it do a little bit better job. I just don't want this video to be too long. So you guys worked along the lines of a pose packet yesterday that included snapshots. It was kind of a little weird or a little gross of 10 close-ups on the human nose. And this is a landmark on the face that we're going to start off with because it's rather easy to kind of think about. And I was, like I said, I was very pleasantly surprised with all the submissions. If you notice down on my notes below, there's only going to be 3 attachments here from drawings or submissions, and it's not because these are the 3 that I thought were the worst, and it's not because these are the 3 that I thought were the best. It's just the 3 that I noticed some of the same issues and some of the best things on there that I wanted to point out to everybody. So if your guys' image, or if you submitted a photograph to me and it wasn't in there, that's not a good thing or a bad thing. And if your drawings are in the notes with, you know, markups and things like that, that's not a good thing or a bad thing either. It was just one of the ones that I was able to look at. There was a lot of submissions, so it was great. I had a fun time looking at those things to be able to go over them this afternoon and late into the evening. Now, let's get into, I guess, let's get into what is due today. What are you working on today? Well, you have a second pose packet. There's going to be a digital attachment right below the notes underneath this video, but there's also a paper, a physical attachment. And I'd like you guys to kind of look at the hour that you're spending today in class, and I'd like you to split it up into 2 halves, I guess, all right? The first half, I'd like you guys to take the physical packet and literally trace over the nose with some of these lines that I'm going to discuss with you in a couple moments, so that you get a better idea where things are at. Instead of, and I have this feeling, I'm not 100% sure, but there's just a feeling here after looking at some of the submissions that you guys are starting off cold and you're jumping straight into the sketchbook and drawing a nose without necessarily seeing things or waiting to observe things. You're just drawing a nose, which there are some good things that happen with that and some not so good things that happen with that. Now, you'll notice in the second pose packet there are a total of 10 noses. 10 noses, all right? I would like you to draw all 10. All 10, all right? I'm trying to speak here clearly and at least show you guys with my hands here how many noses I would like you to choose. Now, I would like you guys to number them because it does help me when I'm looking at things like that, but I wanted to explain to you guys specifically what I'm looking for in these 10 noses, all right? First of all, I would like you guys to be able to illustrate or draw the guidelines, the center lines that are in the face. That is the line that goes vertically down through the face, and then the line that cuts in half, which would be the top part of the circle, or I'm sorry, not the top part of the circle, the bottom part of the circle. You can think of it kind of like this basketball that I found. This is my son's basketball, right? I'm going to hold this up to you guys right here and imagine that this little sphere, this circle, is the tip of my nose right here, all right? I want to see this line right here. There we go. That line right there, this horizontal line, and I want to see this line right here, this vertical line, all right? Those are important because without seeing those 2 lines, you really won't have an idea of what those notes mean because you you're not really observing them, you're not looking at them. Now, when you guys are starting to draw these in your sketchbooks before you actually submit, I'd like you to think of this basketball analogy here, all right? Here is a basketball being held directly, actually, there we are, directly in front of you. And you can see how the vertical line looks straight up and down, and the horizontal line looks straight horizontal, left and right, okay? But look what happens as soon as I start to tilt this or turn this over in, well, it's my left, but probably your guys' is right. Take a look at what happens as soon as I tilt this up or tilt this down. Notice how much of the horizontal, or I'm sorry, the vertical line and even the horizontal line ends up going away. Look at the curve to those lines. Now, the lines didn't change. They're still vertical and horizontal, but look at the perspective of those lines now. Now, again, I don't think you're going to have to worry about these curves. These curves are here just because it's a basketball, but I think this vertical line and I think this horizontal line end up giving you guys some good things to think about here. All right. In the pose packet, I know it's kind of difficult to see, but I think if you trace over them beforehand and if you compare them to some of the things that I did in the notes, you'll start to get the hang of it. Now, again, this is just an assignment, an in-class assignment that I'd like you guys to split up sort of the class period into two halves. The first half sort of drawing on the pose packet, and then the second half actually doing those drawings in the sketchbook. But don't think that this is a throwaway assignment. Next week, you guys are literally going to be working on drawing a nose study, and we're going to talk a little bit about the specific types of shading that need to go on. Keep in mind, my general rules here for thumbnail sketches or practice sketches are still in effect here. Draw lightly, start off as light as you possibly can, try not to erase too much, and then go in with a darker pencil and make your lines a little bit darker. Now, I'm not looking for any shading or anything like that, but I felt like it was necessary to kind of remind you because some of the marks that I saw in some of the submissions looked like they were really, really tough or really hard marks without the idea of, you know, drawing in some thumbnail lines or things like that. Now, I'm going to sign off here because this video is going on 8 minutes, and I want to make sure that you guys have enough time to be able to split the class in half. But understand, at the conclusion of class today, I am looking for an email submission of the 10 drawings that you guys complete with those lines in there. Well, there we go, with those lines in there. Now, don't force the lines to always go straight up and down and left and right. Make sure that you're observing those lines, what it would look like if they were bent up and down and rotated and twisted around. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's a half day. We'll be able to go over this, and if you have any questions, this would be a great time for us to be able to discuss some of those things so that you guys are prepared for next week's challenge or next week's drawing challenge. All right, see you guys when I return. Bye.